Hi, my name is Dr. Melissa Gracious. I help overworked and overwhelmed people feel focused, balanced, and successful. Today I'm going to talk about clutter. Clutter can take a lot of forms in the workplace. It can be email clutter, electronic files clutter, paper clutter, mental clutter, task clutter, calendar clutter. There's lots and lots of different types of clutter. And before one of my training courses, one of the questions I have every participant ask is, what's your clutter? What's your clutter? So take a moment right now and answer that question if you're watching this video. What's your clutter? Okay, I hope you've got it. What's your clutter? And I'm going to start with reading some feedback that I received from one of my clients to illustrate what we're going to talk about today. Before working with Melissa, I did not have the right mindset. Now, for everything I receive, whether it is paper or electronic, I ask myself a few questions. Do I need to file these? Do I need to take action, or do I need to throw it out? For example, emails have overwhelmed me at times. Now when I receive an email, I ask myself those questions and I make a choice. My inbox is nearly empty at any given point. I've never been so organized and efficient in my 20-year plus career. Yay! So he asked himself some questions and got great results. Where does this come from? One of the pioneers in the field of productivity is named Barbara Hemphill, and she's brilliant and amazing, and she came up with two very easy ways to think about clutter. First is FAT, file, action, toss, file, action, toss, because she said that clutter is delayed decisions. Clutter is a result of delayed decisions, okay? But the good news is the decisions are not infinite. You don't have to assess every possible scenario. You need to ask yourself, F, do I need to file it? A, do I need to take action on it? Or T, do I need to toss it? FAT, file it, action, toss, file, action, toss, file, action, toss. So Barbara came up with this, and it's simple and effective, powerful, beautiful, elegant, parsimonious way to deal with clutter. And that's what this client was talking about. He asked himself some real questions. He didn't have to necessarily decide the fate of the world with regards to every email that he received. He just needed to ask himself, is this a file item, is this an action item, or is this a tosser? And we accumulate things. We accumulate because we are afraid to make one of those three decisions. We are afraid. We think, I might need it someday. I might need it someday. And then that just makes us want to keep everything. It's like, oh yeah, if I might need it someday, then this is no problem. It's better for me to keep it with 50,000 of its closest friends that I'll never be able to sort through, than get rid of it and risk needing it someday. But here's the advice that I will give you, which is the same advice I give many of my clients. Trust yourself. Trust yourself to make good decisions about your clutter. Trust yourself. Why should you trust yourself? Well, number one, because you are smart and skilled. You are smart and skilled. You were hired for your job or promoted into your job above other people. You were selected. You were selected because you are smart and skilled. Okay? You are in your position for a reason. You have experience. You know what you're doing. You're not an idiot. You are smart and skilled, and most of the time will make good decisions. Good decisions. Number two reason you should trust yourself is because you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to make the perfect decision every time. You are smart and skilled, but you don't have to be perfect. You are allowed to make mistakes. And sometimes you will. Sometimes you will make mistakes, and that's okay. Sometimes you will choose to get rid of something that you should have kept, or you will keep something that you should have gotten rid of. But most of the time, because of number one, you are smart and skilled, you will make the right decisions, and you don't have to be perfect. So number one, you're smart. Number two, you're not perfect. Number three, even if you decide wrongly, even when those imperfect things happen, generally, you tell me. But generally, if I delete an email, and ooh, I kind of really needed that later on, it's not like an earthquake happens, and the building splits in two, and a monster goes, "You made a wrong decision." No, generally it's I have to call, I have to email somebody and say, hey, can you send me that report again? The horror! So even when you do decide wrongly, the world and the business generally do not come to an end. Now, if it's a business ending email, sure, you're going to keep that. But that's not all of them. So trust yourself to make good decisions about your clutter. And understand, like Barbara said, clutter is delayed decisions. And saying, oh, I don't want to think about that today. Oh, I don't want to make a decision now. That just makes it harder for you later on. So trust yourself. Trust yourself. This is Dr. Melissa Gracious. Like my videos, you will love coaching. And all you need to do to find out more about that is to reach out to me through one of the contact tools available surrounding this video. Send me an email and say, I'd like to talk. And we will have a discussion. We will find out if we're the right fit for each other, and we'll talk about productivity coaching. It's no cost to you at all. This is Dr. Melissa Gracious. Have a productive day. Bye-bye.